गणानां त्वा गणपतिगुं हवामहे कविं कवीनामुपमश्रवस्तमम् ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणां ब्रह्मणस्पदान शृण्वन्नोतिभिः सीदसादनम् प्रणो देवी सरस्वती वाजेभिर्वाजिनीवती धीनामविद्यवत् ॐ गणेशाय नमः ॐ सरस्वत्यै नमः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः शुक्लाम्बरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये वागीशाद्यासु मनसः सर्वार्थानामुपक्रमे यं नत्वा कृतकृत्या स्युः तं नमामि गजाननं वक्रतुण्डमहाकाय कोटिसूर्यसमप्रभा निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणी विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः सदाशिवसमारम्भाम् शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्ताम् वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् ब्रह्मादम् परमसुखदम् केवलम् ज्ञानमूर्तिम् द्वन्द्वातीतम् गगनसदृशम् तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वधी साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तं नमामि सद्गुरुं तं नमामि श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयम् नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करम् शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यकेशवम् बादरायणम् सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवत् व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम् यस्य सन्निधिमात्रेण सर्वे शिष्याश्च सेवकाः कर्मक्षेत्रे प्रवर्तन्ते चिन्मयं तं नमाम्यहम् चिन्मयं तं नमाम्यहम् Hari Om everybody. Welcome back to our weekly Vedanta classes on Viveka Choodamani. Let's get started with our Mangala Charana Shloka. Sarva Vedanta Siddhanta Gocharam Tamagocharam Govindam Paramanandam Sadgurun Pranatosmyaham. Last week, we started understanding the nature of this self-realized person, a man of steady wisdom. See, the ultimate culmination of the sadhaka's effort and the parama prayojana of this great sadhana is mukti, Jivan Mukti. This Jivan Mukti Purusha, meaning liberated while living. Last week we saw a very vivid picture of how this man of wisdom behaves in this world. As a result of this Gnana Phala, first and foremost thing is that he is free from all dependence of external things, meaning he has no emotional bondage. He has no psychological bondage, either from the presence of things or from the absence of things. Secondly, how does he react to the problems of the world? That's a standard question. Samatva, equanimity. He has got this tremendous emotional strength to face the ups and downs of this life with steady wisdom. Sthita prajna. Then that samatva leading to purnatva. Kruta krutya, fulfillment. Bhagavad Gita says, Atmaiva Atmana Tushtaha. He has got this sense of completeness, fullness. So we saw a few verses last week. Today we will start with 433. Atitananusandanam Atitananusandanam Bhavishyadavicharanam Bhavishyadavicharanam Audasīnyapi praptam Jivan muktasya lakshanam Jivan muktasya lakshanam. One more time together. Atitananusandanam Bhavishyadavicharanam Audasīnyamapi praptam Jivan muktasya lakshanam. Atita anusandhanam. No thoughts of what has happened in the past. Bhavishyad avicharinam. No thought of what happens in the future. No constantly doing what if scenarios. Meaning, he has no time for agitations of the past, no worries of the future. And for the present, we talk about the power of now, living in the moment and all that is fine. But he is audasinyamapi praptam. He is indifferent to the present because he has seen the defects of the world, defects of the objects of the world. He has understood the impermanence of the objects of the world. That is what gives him the strength from all the external dependencies. In fact, in one of the verses down the road, in 543, how does he behave in this world? Beautifully depicted. Kvachin mudho vidvan, kvachidapi maharaja vibhavah, क्वचिद् भ्रान्तः सौम्यः क्वचिदजगराचारकलितः क्वचित् पात्रीभूतः क्वचिदवमतः क्वाप्यविदितः चरत्येवं प्राज्ञः सततपरमानन्दसुखितः. One more time together. Kvachinmudho vidvan, kvachidapi maharaja vibhavah, kvachid bhrantas saumyah, kvachida jagarachara kalitah, kvachit patri bhutah, क्वचिदवमतः क्वाप्यविदितः चरत्येवं प्राज्ञः सततपरमानन्दसुखितः. Sometimes he acts like a dumb fellow. Kvachin mudaha. Kvachit vidwan. Sometimes he acts like a scholar, pandita. Kvachidapi maharaja vibhavah. Sometimes he acts like a king, he acts like royalty. Kvachid bhrantah, sometimes delusional, sometimes saumyaha, cheerful, sometimes wandering around, sometimes motionless, like a python, ajagara. Mind you, all these are judgments of him from the onlookers, of his behavior. But as far as he is concerned, he is ever in that bliss. Looking at his behavior with another beautiful verse, 544. Nirdhanopi sada tushtopi, nirdhanopi sada tushtopi, asahayo mahabalah, asahayo mahabalah, nityatrup भुञ्जानोऽपि नित्यतृप्तोऽप्यभुञ्जानोऽपि समदर्शनः समदर्शनः निर्धनोऽपि सदा together निर्धनोऽपि सदा तुष्टोऽपि असहायो महाबलः नित्यतृप्तोऽपि भुञ्जानोऽपि असमः समदर्शनः. See, without much wealth, nirdhanopi sada tushtah. He is always contented. Asahayo mahabalaha. Even when there is nobody to help him around, he is very powerful. He can get things done. He is always fearless. He speaks his mind. Abunjanati nityatruptaha. Sometimes during the bhiksha, he might not get a second meal, but he is happy, contented. Asama, you cannot even compare him, his behavior to others. But Samadarshana is a man of equal wisdom. That Samatva leads him to Purnatva. He knows. Why Purnatva? Because he knows that the source, he is deriving his happiness, is full. It is an inexhaustible storage of bliss, ananda. That is why he is unconcerned about the present. I hope you caught that. Moving on to the next verse, 439. Dehendriyeshvaham bhavah. Dehendriyeshvaham bhavah. Idam bhavastadanyake. Idam bhavastadanyake. Yasya no bhavatah kvapi. Yasya no bhavatah kvapi. Sajivan mukta yishyate. Sajivan mukta yishyate. One more time together. Dehendriyeshvaham bhavah. Idam bhavastadanyake. Yasya no bhavatah kvapi. Sajivan mukta ishyate. Because this man of study wisdom, he has no ego, that aham bhava in his body and the associated organs, deha and indriya. Dehendriyeshvaham bhavah. Idam bhavastadanyake. He has realized that ego is not his amigo. He has let it go. This man has realized that the divine essence in me, that Atma Swarupa, that essence is essentially the same substratum of this whole universe. He has got this Jiva Brahma Aikyatva Bhava. He has realized that the self in me, he has realized that the divinity in me is the divinity everywhere. That Sarvatma Bhava, that the substratum of the whole universe is Brahman, which itself is appearing as this phenomenal world. Last week, we also saw that this Jivan Mukta Purusha is free from all three categories of karma that we discussed, the Sanchita karma and the Agami karma. We saw that it gets burnt in that fire of knowledge. Then we saw that the Prarabdha karmas are like that short arrow from the quiver. Vyagra vinirmuktah Banah paschat to gomatau. Like that arrow that has left the quiver just because it was shot with an intent to hit that tiger on the other end. Instead, it finds this holy cow on the other end. It is not going to return back to the quiver. What it does, it hits with full force. Like that, prarabdha karmas are bhogena nashyati. It has to be exhausted. So, in that case, how does a gnani handle the vagaries of these dvandvas, these pairs of opposites? Sukha, dukkha, pain, pleasure, joy, sorrow. Or like, some Vedantic literature talks about that he is like that snake. It has no poisonous fangs that cannot harm anyone, like that in the society. Or some say that he is like an uprooted tree. So there are no roots for creating any secondary roots. Meaning this Jivan Mukta is detached from the effects of these karmas. He remains detached. Udasina, Udasina, indifferent. He uses this ahankara for transactional purposes only, just for vyavahara. So some people may ask, because he is not affected by this papa or punya anymore, he can live the way he wants after self realization, right? The answer is no. All his actions are spontaneously righteous actions, dharmic actions. Effortlessly, he does these actions to benefit others. And once the prarabdha karmas are exhausted, the body of the Jivan Mukta perishes. We call it Mahasamadhi. We put a garland around his picture. What happens? They merge with totality. This liberation by dropping the body and merging is called Videha Mukti. How does this happen? How do they merge? Bhagavan Shankaracharya ji actually gives beautiful drishtantas, three beautiful examples in verse number 567. क्षीरं क्षीरे यथा क्षिप्तम् क्षीरं क्षीरे यथा क्षिप्तम् तैलं तैले जलं जले तैलं तैले जलं जले संयुक्तमेकतां याति संयुक्तमेकतां याति तथात्मन्यात्मविन्मुनिः तथात्मन्यात्मविन्मुनिः. One more time together. क्षीरं क्षीरे यथा क्षिप्तम् तैलं तैले जलं जले संयुक्तमेकतां याति तथात्मन्यात्मविन्मुनिः. Just as milk poured into milk, kshiram kshire. When you pour milk, how seamlessly it merges with the other milk that is there in the container. Tailam taile, oil into oil when you pour, how it merges. Jalam jale, water into water, you can make out the difference. Like that, he becomes one with Brahman. This Muni, this Brahmagnani becomes one with Brahman. Brahma with Brahmaiva Bhavati. One more point to note here is this distinction of Videha Mukti is only for our understanding as he drops his body, but from his perspective, it never mattered to him. After realization that the body existed and it was exhausting his the karmas, etc., he always knew he is Nitya Shuddha Buddha Atma. This was his vision. That is why he was free. Now, if you recall, a long time ago, the student had approached the teacher. Long time ago. Swamin Namaste Nataloka Bandho. He recited these verses. Karunya Sindho Patitam Bhavabdau Mamuddharatmiya Kataksha Drushtya Rujvyati Karunya Sudhabhibhrushtya. Yeah, he told the teacher, Dhurvara samsara davagnitaptam dodhuyamanam duradrushtavataihi. This samsara is burning me. Bhitam prapannam paripahi mrutyoho sharanyamanyadhyahanam na jane yadaham na jane sharanyamanyadhyadaham na jane. At that time, Guru had assured him, Ma bhaishta Ma bhaishta vidvamstavanasthyapayah samsara sindhostaranesthyupayah yenaiva yata yatayosya param tameva margam tava nirdishami. He told him at that time, Guru had assured the disciple, don't worry, dear, I am here. There is no danger, there is no apaya. There is a upaya. I will show you the way. Many have realized using this methodology. येनैव यातायतयोऽस्य पारम् तमेव मार्गं तव निर्दिशामि. You should also realize this message is not just for the disciple in the drama. It is for all of us seekers. Bhagavan Shankaracharya ji is giving him this advice. Let me pull up that verse. 473. भवानपीदं परतत्त्वमात्मनः भवानपीदं परतत्त्वमात्मनः स्वरूपमानन्दघनं विचार्य स्वरूपमानन्दघनं विचार्य विधूय मोहं स्वमनः प्रकल्पितम् मुक्तकृतार्थो भवतु प्रबुद्धः. One more time together. भवानपीदं परतत्त्वमात्मनः स्वरूपमानन्दघनं विचार्य विधूय मोहं स्वमनः प्रकल्पितम् मुक्तकृतार्थो भवतु प्रबुद्धः. He says you should also be free. You should also use your Viveka. You should discriminate on that supreme truth. He says you should also vicharya. You should do this Atma Vichara. Bhavanapidam paratattvamatmanah Swarupamananda vicharya. And shake away your delusion, because it's created by your own mind. And he says this saint has worked very hard to achieve this goal. Here he is using this word krutarthaha, fulfillment. And he says, achieve this supreme fulfillment of your life. What a beautiful advice to all of us. Moving on to the next verse, which is 477 that we have chosen. Tatastita bodhayanti guravaha. Tatastita bodhayanti guravashrutayo yatha pragnayaiva tared vidvan ishvaranuggruhitaya. Tatastita bodhayanti guravashrutayo yatha pragnayaiva tared vidvan ishvaranuggruhitaya. Excuse. Our gurus, just like the Shrutis, the Vedamata, what they do? They just teach standing aloof, because Shruti and the Guru in our tradition are the two valid means for our spiritual knowledge. They indicate the truth. They give us the direction. They give us this roadmap. Pragnayaiva tared vidvan Ishvaranugrihitaya. With Bhagavan's grace, Ishvara Anugraha, the informed disciple. See, the scripture and the teacher cannot give us the experience of the truth. What they can give us is the spiritual knowledge as it is laid out. It is up to us to take it further. That is the message here. Moving on to the next one. Vedanta Siddhanta Niruptiresha. Vedanta Siddhanta Niruptiresha. Brahmaiva Jiva Sakalam Jagaccha. Brahmaiva Jiva Sakalam Jagaccha. Akhandarupasthitireva moksho. Akhandarupasthitireva moksho. Brahmadvitiye shrutayah pramanam. Brahmadvitiye shrutayah pramanam. One more time together. Vedanta Siddhanta Niruptiresha. Brahmaiva Jiva Sakalam Jagaccha. Akhandarupasthitireva mokshaha. Brahmadvitiye shrutayah pramanam. Then comes this declaration, the Upanishadic declaration. Vedanta Siddhanta Niruptiresha. The declaration of the Upanishads and Vedanta is that this Jiva and the whole Jagat is nothing but Brahman. Brahmaiva Jiva Sakalam Jagaccha. The whole universe is nothing but Brahman. Akhanda Rupasthitireva Moksho. And this liberation is abiding in this indivisible, in this undivided spiritual awareness. Brahmadvitiye shrutayah pramanam. The Shrutis or the Vedas are the proof of this statement. The Shrutis, these are the experiences of our sages, our rishis. They are the proof Brahman is non-dual and the one and only reality. And with this declaration, with this summary statement, Guru closes his teachings. And now, shifting. When my daughter was very little, whenever I told her a story, the first thing she would ask before even the story began, Papa, is it a happy ending? Because nobody wants a sad story. We all want to hear a happy story because that's our nature. We want happiness. We all want what they want. They lived happily ever after. So, what happens to the Shishya? Now, Shishya is not an ordinary person. Remember the qualifications of the fit student. He or she is not an ordinary student. Uttama Adhikari. Now comes some inspiring verses. Iti Guru Vachanat Shruti Pramanat. Iti Guru Vachanat Shruti Pramanat. Paramavagamya Satatvamatmayuktya. Paramavagamya Satatvamatmayuktya. Prashamita Samahitatma Kvachidachalakritiratmanishtato bhut Kvachidachalakritiratmanishtato bhut. One more time together. Iti Guru Vachanat Shruti Pramanat Paramavagamya Satatvamatmayuktya Prashamita Samahitatma Vachidachalakritiratmanishtato bhut. After listening to this illuminating words of the Guru and the methodology that he had adapted to realize the truth, the disciple also starts his intense sadhana, his or her own inner journey. Prashamita karana samahitatma. His sense organs are under control. His mind and the agitations have quietened down over a period of time. He is Kvachidachalakritiratmanishtato bhut. He's remained firm in this Atmanishtata. After some time, Kinchit kalam samadhaya pare brahmani manasam utthaya paramanandat idam vachanamabravit. Kinchit kalam samadhaya pare brahmani manasam utthaya paramanandat idam vachanamabravit. Having lived in this state of samadhi for a long time, practicing all of the sadhanas, the disciple rose from his meditation and he spoke. 482. Buddhir vinishta galita pravrittihi. Buddhir vinashta galita pravrittihi. Brahmatmano rekataya dhigatya. Excuse me. Buddhir vinashta galita pravrittihi. Brahmatmano rekataya dhigatya. Idam na jane प्यनिदं न जाने इदं न जाने प्यनिदं न जाने किं वा कियद्वा सुखमस्त्यपारम् किं वा कियद्वा सुखमस्त्यपारम्. One more time together. बुद्धिर्विनष्टा गलिता प्रवृत्तिः ब्रह्मात्मनोरेकतयाधिगत्य इदं न जानेऽप्यनिदं न जाने किं वा कियद्वा सुखमस्त्यपारम्. बुद्धिर्विनष्टा गलिता pravrittihi. The intellect which was asking thousands of questions before every class, all those doubts, all have disappeared. There is no trace of any agitations in the mind. The activities at all levels of the personality have disappeared. All the activities have melted away. Galita pravrittihi. I am lost in this wonderful experience. It's like that salt doll. It goes to measure the depths of the ocean. He was so very proud of what it was going to do and accomplish. As soon as it entered the ocean, what happens? It gets dissolved. Like that, Brahmatmanorekatayadhigatya. In this vast, blissful experience, I cannot fathom this boundless bliss of Brahman. That's what this disciple says. And then he expresses his gratitude, salutations to his Guru. Namo Namaste Gurave Mahatmane. Namo Namaste Gurave Mahatmane. Vimukta Sangaya Saduttamaya. Vimukta Sangaya Saduttamaya. Namo Namaste Gurave Mahatmane. Vimukta Sangaya Saduttamaya. Nityadvayanandar Rasaswarupine. Nityadvayananda Rasaswarupine. Bhumne Sada Paradayam Budamne. Bhumne Sada Paradayam Budhamne. One more time together. Namo Namaste Gurave Mahatmane. Vimukta Sangaya Saduttamaya. Nityadvayananda Rasaswarupine. Bhumne Sada Paradayam Budamne. Namo Namaste Gurave Mahatmane. My salutations to you, O noble teacher. Vimukta Sangaya Saduttamaya, the one who is free from attachments, the best amongst the knowers of Brahman. Nityadvayanandarasaswarupine, the one without the second Advaya. You are that embodiment of this essence of bliss. Bhumne sada paradayam budamne. You are this infinite ocean of compassion. So he expresses his gratitude to Guru this way. Actually, we will stop here and we will continue in our next class. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah Sarve Santu Niramayah Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschid Dukkha Bhag Bhavet. Om Asato Ma Satgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrutyorma Amritam Gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Tat Sat. May all be happy. May all be healthy. May all see auspiciousness. May none suffer. Om peace, peace, peace. With that, I'll open it up for our interactive session. Please stay back if you can, if your schedule permits. We'll continue our discussion. Look forward to seeing you. Thank you.